We have just travelled over 1,700 kilometres around the north of Sri Lanka in our tuk-tuk. We started at our home, drove up to Kurunegala, then on to Dambulla, Sigiriya, Habarana with a detour to Polonnaruwa, then all the way to the east coast to Trincomalee, then to Anuradhapura with hopes to travel up to Jaffna from there. But I had a visa situation that I needed to go to Colombo for, so off we went on the long drive to and through Colombo. From there we headed up the west coast and stopped for a night in Kalapitiya before making another long journey up to Jaffna. Our little tuk-tuk has taken us to so many places, broken down a few times, got attacked by monkeys, and brought us many, many memories, which we will forever cherish. Even though she has a few issues, don't we all, she gave us freedom. Freedom to drive wherever we felt like going, whether that's on long journeys, dirt roads, through Colombo, and even almost onto a highway.
We nearly drove the tuk-tuk on the highway, can you imagine?
Oops. We had spent a night in Jaffna, exploring this interesting place deep in history, and had then plans to travel to one of the nearby islands for our last stop. But plans quickly changed when we found a disabled puppy on the side of the road. Well, we couldn't just leave her there, could we? So we picked her up and she spent the rest of the day with us, travelling to the most northerly point of Sri Lanka. It was there that we made the decision to cancel the last 2 days of our trip and make an early trip home.
Tuk-tuk travel finished and come back home.
We just wanted to put this little video together as a summary of our trip, and also to thank you guys for watching our tuk-tuk road trip series, because it was really fun for us to create the videos and edit and just be able to tell a story, and for you to come along with us too. Our time in Jaffna has come to an end. We've been here for 2 days now. We've been exploring the local area and it's been absolutely amazing, but of course 2 days just isn't enough. We've missed quite a bit of things, but that's fine because it gives us an excuse to come back another time and explore, and we're now starting the long journey back home to the south of Sri Lanka.
In the morning and leaving and Jaffna, there's one guy, this bicycle and down.
This old man. He fell off his bicycle. We shouldn't be laughing or slightly, but it's kind of funny because he was so intensely looking at me driving the tuk-tuk that he wasn't looking at where he's going, and then I don't know what happened. He cycled past the tuk-tuk and he just, next thing we know, he was on the floor. So we got out to help him, and some other people stopped and they helped him up as well, and he was a bit like flabbergasted what just happened. But anyway, it's funny because there's so many people that look at us when we were driving around, or look at me because I'm a white female driving a tuk-tuk in a foreign country. Not that it is a foreign country anymore because it's my home, but I guess people were fascinated by the fact that I was driving the tuk-tuk, or they thought I was absolutely crazy and a little bit weird. I don't know. Obviously it's not funny that the man fell off his bicycle, but he was okay. It's just the scenario.
I live in and drive in and Jaffna.
Out of Jaffna.
After Jaffna. And see festival. And
so we didn't know much about it at the time, and we still don't know that much. We haven't really done a lot of research, but according to Google, it's called the Vel Festival, and it's really big in the Tamil communities, and it's celebrating the Hindu god Skanda. I don't know if I said that right, but how long does he have to do that for? Like all day? How many days? We need to do a lot more research into it, but it was absolutely fascinating to see, and also quite unexpected. We didn't expect to see that on our last day of driving on our tuk-tuk road trip, but yeah, it was really interesting, and we definitely have to do more research and explore more into those different religions and cultures. There's so much to learn about. That's what's so interesting about traveling, is you see new things, but some things really make you wonder and really rattle your brain, like, why are they doing this?
find so interesting about Sri Lanka and what makes this small paradise island so unique is how different the landscapes are. In one day you can drive from beaches to mountains, tea plantations to waterfalls, national parks to what seems like a desert. This road was so unique from any of the previous roads we had driven on. It was so quiet, eerily quiet in fact, with vast landscapes of dryness. It was like something out of a movie.
On our way back traveling to the south, we've just made a stop in Mannar because it takes 2 hours to get here, so it's the perfect amount of travel time and then for me to exercise my legs, get a little bit of food. We've just stopped at this really famous baobab tree. It's around, actually it's more than 700 years old apparently, and it's massive, and it was thought that this tree was originally brought here many centuries ago by Arab traders, and they planted it here, and it's massive, look at that. We just stopped off at this really nice little restaurant on the side of the road. It's so tasty. We had rice and curry, and it was one of the best rice and curries I think I've ever had in Sri Lanka, and that's saying something. We've had a lot of rice and curries. It was so tasty, and it was in a really nice setting. Like, we sat out in the garden, and it was really lovely. But anyway, onwards. Let's keep going. Oh, look at this little waggly tail. Go on then. Oh, baby. We are around 1 hour away from Anuradhapura area, and we've just been stopped by the police 2 times in the last 5 minutes at 2 different checkpoints. There's a lot of checkpoints along these roads. It's going to take a lot longer to get home. Let's go again. I wonder how long it will take until we get stopped again. Our main objective whilst we were driving home was to completely avoid the Colombo area, because it was absolutely crazy when we drove through there, when we had to go there to get my visa, which was just after our trip to Anuradhapura. So we really didn't want to drive through Colombo again on this long journey home. So we had a route on our map that had completely avoided Colombo. We were like, yeah, we're on the road, we're going to get this done, we're going to get home in not really that long time. Anyway, turns out our map completely just quit on us. Our data was playing up, the map wouldn't find our original route. At this point we have been driving for over 7 hours. We have just stopped on the way into Kurunegala, which was actually our first day spent on our tuk-tuk adventure. I think we're still like maybe 30 minutes out, and our Google Maps just cut out with the route that we want to go on back home, which is avoiding Negombo and Colombo, because I do not want to be driving in the city. But I think we still have like 7 hours of driving left. But we're going to do it. We're pushing on. We're driving from Jaffna all the way home today, which is the whole length of Sri Lanka. That's just insane. You may think we're crazy. Yes, we are. We are very crazy. Should we go? Google Maps isn't working. We just stopped at a point where we can get some corn and lemon juice. Some nice refreshments before we carry on the road. At this point we've been driving for 10 hours. So I really wanted to get past Colombo, like south of Colombo, before it got dark, but we're still north of Colombo and it's really dark. So we're running a bit later, but I hope we can get home by 11 o'clock at night, because we left at 9 o'clock this morning from Jaffna, so that would mean 12 hours of driving. That's a lot. We can do this! So we ended up driving through Colombo, which added like another 2 hours onto our trip. So that was really annoying, and it was very, very stressful. Like at that moment, I was the most stressed I've been throughout the whole day, because it's driving through Colombo and it was dark and it was really busy and I was really tired. But I did it again.
Yeah, so coming home this night, this children and accident and motorbike.
Yeah, when we just came out of Colombo, we were like, sweet, we're out of Colombo, we're on our way home. That was like the final leg of the journey, really. And then, because it was really dark,
children here, this
the child was on his bicycle in the middle of the main road, just coming out of Colombo, with no lights on his bicycle. And the kid must have been like 10 years old or so, 10 or 12. And he was just in the middle of the road on his bicycle, and this motorbike, not a scooter, but a motorbike coming in our opposite direction, obviously didn't see him there and hit into the child. And all we saw of it was this child flying up in the air. So we immediately slammed our brakes on. At that point, there was no one else on the road. There was no people on the side of the road. It was literally just us, this child on the bicycle, and this motorbike guy, who both of them at this point were on the floor. So we slammed on our brakes. We ran out of the tuk-tuk. We just ditched the tuk-tuk and went to try and help the situation. But it was carnage, because then people came out of nowhere, and then in like a matter of seconds there was hundreds of people on the streets, and this kid was being chucked around everywhere, and we didn't know if he had like head damage or spinal trauma, and he was being flung around everywhere. So we were trying to I was trying to calm the mum down. You took your t-shirt off and were wrapping it around the kid's ankle because his ankle was messed up, and the kid was out of it. I feel really sorry for the motorbike guy, because he obviously was in a lot of shock, and then because he was on the floor as well. I don't know if he was injured also. No. But yeah, that was really traumatic as well, and like just really horrifying to see it, like it happened right in front of our eyes. And we don't know how the kid is. Like we have no way of finding out if he's fine, if he recovered, or what the situation is. So and that was it. Then we arrived home at like 2 o'clock in the morning. We left Jaffna at 9 in the morning and we arrived home at 2 o'clock in the morning. So it was just an intense day of traveling. So yeah, we just wanted to sum up our trip really, and there's quite a few people that had some questions throughout. We were reading the comments in different episodes, like people were asking why Lahiri isn't driving. Does he have a license?
No license.
No license. So I've got my Sri Lankan driving license, which if you saw our first episode of the tuk-tuk road trip, you'll know that that was also a traumatic experience for me to get my license, but I got it. And I really love driving around Sri Lanka, not on motorbikes, but I really love driving the tuk-tuk and the car, so I'm more than happy to do it. And I think also, like, when we mentioned that we were going to be doing this road trip, so many people were kind of like discouraging almost, and saying that we wouldn't be able to do it, or that it was a really silly idea to drive in our tuk-tuk that far, which there's some truth in that, because tuk-tuks aren't made to travel long distance. But she did all right. She got us to many places, and now we've done it. It feels like such an achievement. When we left home that day, that first day, and we didn't know what was ahead of us on the journey. We just had like a rough plan of where we'd go and what kind of places we wanted to see. And now we're back and we can look back at the road trip and all the places we've been, and we met so many amazing people, so many subscribers on the road, which was amazing. That was probably the best part of the trip. In terms of the driving, like the majority of the roads were really good to drive on, weren't they? Like they were really clear, really easy to drive on roads. I mean, some roads we went a bit off-roading. We got a little bit lost.
Very broken road.
Yeah. I feel like we're on our own little tuk-tuk safari. Oh, we just found money. Around Colombo, that was the worst part. And also, like, so many people keep saying, and it's so true, that it doesn't matter about how safe you drive, how safe your driving is. It's the people that are around you driving. And it's so true. Like, there's so many dangerous people driving on the roads in Sri Lanka that literally don't care about anyone else's driving. Like, they don't care if they're gonna smash into you or if they're gonna cause you to swerve and it's just dangerous driving. They don't follow the driving laws, and that's what's scary about driving in Sri Lanka. So that's something to look out for. But I wouldn't say you should be discouraged to hire a tuk-tuk in Sri Lanka because of that. It's an absolutely amazing, positive experience, and I would highly recommend anyone to rent a tuk-tuk here because it gives you the freedom and it's so amazing.
As in this 2 weeks and travel, there's no enough time. There's many places and maze.
Yeah, we missed quite a few places. And I feel like we saw so much as well, but we really rushed the places that we saw.
Yeah.
Like, we could have spent so much more time in each place and really soaked it in. But I think because it wasn't just us traveling, we were creating content as well. So it was more rushed because we wanted to do more and see more to be able to create better content as well.
Yeah.
2 weeks is just definitely not enough time to travel Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
And for the people that come to Sri Lanka for 2 weeks, I don't know how you do it because you definitely can't see all of the amazing places that Sri Lanka has to offer. But also, like, that's what we're really grateful for. We're so lucky to be living here. So anytime we want, we can go off and travel any places in Sri Lanka, and we have the rest of our lives to go and see all the other places we want to see.
Yeah, Godai, this Japanese area, many animal, many dog and road, and his skin bad, it's very skinny.
Yeah.
Godai, these puppies, every road, main road, ask give me this magazine and food, just give me animal SOS, do.
Yeah, Animal SOS donated a box of tin fish, so we took that with us on our road trip because we knew we'd probably see dogs that were hungry and in need, and they also donated Advocate, which is a spot-on treatment, and that helps to stop mange, which you see a lot here in Sri Lanka. If dogs are missing their fur, it's probably because they've got mange. So we stopped at quite a few dogs along the way, didn't we? And that was really nice. That was really special. I loved that, and just being able to provide them with a few moments of happiness meant so much. So thank you to Animal SOS for donating that to us. What was your favourite part of the road trip?
Good I see animal, different animal.
Yeah.
Different bird, cows,
Many cows?
donkeys.
Yeah, the donkeys.
Donkey on the main road and jungle, yeah.
Yeah, they were my favourite part, the donkeys in Kalapitiya. They have to be one of the highlights of the trip because they were just so amazing and so friendly, and yeah, that was awesome. What was your favourite place?
Sigiriya, it's nice place. Good I these rocks, nice accommodation, tree house.
Yeah.
Good I these animals.
Yeah, it was really nice. Like, the landscape was really beautiful. My favourite place, I think, would be the Old Dutch Cantery building. I think that's how you say it, in Jaffna. That was the first place that we visited in Jaffna, and it was amazing. I really loved that the trees and the nature had just like taken over the building, but instead of them being just like ugly ruins, it's a really beautiful place to be. And just breathtaking to look at. I definitely could have just stayed there all day. Like, take a book, read a book there. It's really peaceful, and yeah, there's something really special about that place. That was probably one of my favourite places. But I really liked Sigiriya too. I really liked everywhere. Everywhere had different aspects of it, didn't it? Everywhere was so different. And Yapahua Rock Fortress, I really liked that because we were the only people up there. That was really special.
Dog coming on?
Yeah. What was your least favourite part about the trip?
Too much plastic.
Yeah, that's true.
Too much plastic everywhere.
Especially in Trincomalee and not so much Jaffna area, but when we were driving out of Jaffna and on the route that we did take, because we took a different road, didn't we, to the one we came up on. We went the Mannar area road, and there was just plastic everywhere. And we were saying, weren't we, that if you lived in those communities and you had, like, your home was in that area, why would you let there be all that plastic in front of your home and in your town? Like, surely it's just not a very nice place to live, surrounded by all that plastic, because it's smelly and lots of flies.
Now back home, new video coming.
Yeah, we've been working on a couple different projects, haven't we? Really exciting projects, kind of like small renovation, but not so much inside, but more outside. So there's a couple videos coming for that.
Yeah.
And then what we're doing?
Tuk-tuk
Yeah, the
tournament.
tuk-tuk tournament. That's coming up at the end of this month, and we're going there. It's going to be really awesome. It's like another 2 weeks of travel around Sri Lanka, but a kind of different travel. Lots of different groups of people from all over the world are coming to do this tuk-tuk tournament, and it's kind of like challenge-based. It's really interesting, and we're just really excited to go and see, again, different parts of Sri Lanka, but also maybe revisit some places that we didn't spend too much time.
Yeah.
Like, I'd really like to go back to Ella, so if we could fit that in. And we're going to go visit your sister in New Aurelia, and we've not been there yet, so that's exciting. And then what we're doing?
India.
Hopefully going to India. Actually, that's what I've been doing this morning. I've been trying to work on Lahiru's visa for India. So hopefully we can continue with our plans for our India trip. That would be amazing. And if we can get to India, we'd like to spend 2 weeks there. Hopefully be able to be a part of Diwali festival in Udaipur, because that was one of my favourite places in India. And yeah, we've got some travel plans there, so really, really excited for that. If you want to see us going anywhere specific in India, please leave it in the comments below. And if you are living in India, let us know as well, because that'd be really awesome to connect with our subscribers who are living in India. That would be amazing.
Thank you this video watching, and like and subscribe.
Thanks for watching all of our Tuk Tuk road trip episodes as well, and for your support. It's amazing.
See you next week.